All
so
right,
you're
everybody.
still your full body's in it. Because I have to let people be able to see my Texas brisket, my Texas barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're recording already.
Yeah, I like to catch you off guard.
You do catch me off guard.
Every time.
Every single time. You do. Because I think we're not ready. But since we brought it up, I got this for my birthday. Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
Because I do.
You Texas barbecue.
I do. I love it. I had the barbecue going for your dinner tonight.
And it was delicious.
Open up, tell everybody what it was.
All right, so you're going to have to tell me, because I know I had peppers. I know I had specific onions.
Yeah, Vidalia onions.
Vidalia.
Or Vidalia, I guess some people say. They're like a sweet onion. They come around like during a season throughout the year, and they're awesome when you grill them up and get them soft. They get really, really sweet, and I love them. So I cut 3 of those up and put in a bell pepper from the garden.
Yeah.
And then the rest was spicy sausage.
That's awesome. It was good.
Yeah.
It was delicious. I had all 4
kielbasa.
in way too short a time.
Yeah. I didn't have time to get my stopwatch out. That's how fast that went down. But sometimes you're hungry. Today was hot.
Today was
you were out there getting your butt kicked today.
Yeah, it was so rough. I actually had to call it quits.
Yeah.
In the middle of my calls, I had 11 calls, and I only got 8 done.
Well, I guess it's mid calls, but not in the middle. 100%. It's not like you only did half.
Oh, yeah. No. You're right.
You still had more you could do, but it was too hot.
Well, I couldn't. My body gave out.
Yeah.
I completely gave out. If you've seen my cramp video, where I talk about how cramps are have plagued me my whole life, it happened while I was out there. I mean, you can't really work if your hands completely clench up and you can't grab your tools. And then it was so bad on the way back. I got back to the shop and I get out of the truck and I'm walking in and my thighs start cramping.
No.
Because I've been sitting so long. So the blood stopped circulating properly.
Yeah.
And I get out. Everybody in the shop's looking at me. I walk into the office to try and fill out my paperwork, and I'm like squatting and grunting and like, Chris, are you okay?
Walking through there like the Return of the Planet of the Apes and stuff.
Man. I was aping on them. It was awful.
That's horrible, man. I hate to hear that for you, but I think that we were talking about earlier, and I think that you made the right call by saying, "Hey, I can't do anymore. I'm not going to do anymore," because as we were talking about, like what prize do you get for trying to kill yourself?
Yeah, a tombstone.
Right. I mean, quite literally in some cases.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's no benefit. There's no first place in that scenario.
No.
There's no W that you're going to be able to post up by doing that.
No dubs.
Only an L. That's the only thing you're going to take a loss on that day. And then it could impact subsequent days, right? So maybe you didn't get as much done as you had wanted to on today because you left a little bit hanging out there. But if you had pressed,
I can come back tomorrow.
Yeah, and you may not have been able to, as you, because if you're cramping that bad now, and you stop when you can recover.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you keep going, and then you're recovering still at 5 a.m. when it's time to get up to go back to work again.
Yeah,
you know?
It would have been bad. Or what happens to me more often than not. When I push myself really hard during the day, I wake up in the middle of the night with a cramp.
Really?
Somewhere, and it's terrible. The last time I tried, what I'll normally do is I'll have to get in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Right? Just to get the muscles to relax.
Right.
Last time I did it, that wasn't working at all.
Yeah.
I had to go chug salt water to get it to calm down.
And I told him my mom taught me whenever I was growing up, when you get a cramp, we called them Charlie horses, right? Mm-hmm. Foot, calf. I'm pointing at my calf, because I'm a bull, right? So
you do Texas barbecue.
I do. I am Texas barbecue. That's why I have 4 legs, But my mom always told me to go put extremely cold water on it for the same thing.
My sister says the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That does not work for me.
I think it's intended to be like a shock thing, kind of like the cure for hiccups.
Yeah,
like when you take sugar, sugar and or a sledgehammer. Yes, that's what I do after the water doesn't work. Is I hit myself with a sledgehammer.
Hey, quick!
Hit me with your car. Distract me.
But that's the concept of cold water. That's what she says.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could try it. I guess I could next time it happens.
Well, the pickle juice and sugar remedy works, so I'm sticking with Mom. And
pickle juice and what?
Vinegar. I mean, pickle juice and sugar, or vinegar and sugar together in a spoon. No, for hiccups.
Oh,
we were talking.
Okay. I apologize.
I know I transferred over to another remedy that actually worked.
I thought you were going. Some people prefer cucumber.
I think I put my mom's remedy out there, and like one was like a loss, and I was like, well, I'm going to put her up at 50% at least. Get you back to middle ground, Mom. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did the cold water work for you though?
It did sometimes, but I tell you, man, after I've gotten older, like nothing works, dude. I mean, literally nothing works. It really doesn't. I don't even. I think
you're like, I got a cramp 2 weeks ago. I still have it. It doesn't go away.
I'm in a constant state of cramping. I'm cramping right now.
Uh-huh.
I am a cramp. That's where Krampus came from. I think is old people made it, right?
Yeah, I know.
Horrible segue. Do you? Horrible segue.
You're like, I don't know if that one landed or not.
No, I just like it's a horrible segue, but like, yeah, maybe there's something to that. Old people made it up and
just miserable, and we're gonna make you miserable.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But cramps are no joke, man. And I think I changed my diet. I started fasting. That kind of helped me because I wasn't eating as much junk food. So whenever I say that I've started fasting, really, especially now in my post-successful fasting and the beginning of my weight gain phase that I'm in at this age, I really mean that I cut out like fast foods. I did fast for a long time, like really, really hardcore fast, but that doesn't really give me the vitamins and nutrients that I need. No. I think that stopping to eat all the other bad stuff, fast foods and things like that I believe are like synth foods, things that are in packages. That's not to say that we don't eat them, because we do still eat them sometimes.
Yeah,
but drastically reduced, and
you notice the difference?
Yeah, and probably also the tremendous decrease in physical activity, right? No stress on my physique or body at all, right? It puts me in less cramping scenarios.
Yeah, my muscles don't have anything to complain about.
Right. So exactly. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. And I told you before in I think in another episode, it's some kind of magnesium supplement I started taking that was recommended to me. And this is not medical advice by any stretch of the imagination. This is just a couple of guys talking.
We just read something and we take a stand
a stand on it. But I started taking that, and I don't even take it consistently. I take it intermittently, and it does seem to help because I was getting the body cramps. Like all in my rib cage.
Ribs, back.
Now that's something I'm not capable of running 10 miles. I'm not capable of hiking the Appalachian Trail.
No.
I have found recently I'm also not capable of stretching. That was too far. Yeah. And it is too late. Once you realize that you stretch that centimeter too much.
Oh yeah. Your muscles are like, it's go time.
Yeah, it's done. And I'm like, please, someone, I have my kids. I'll tell you what's helped me lately. This is true. You know those massage guns? With the balls on them? Put that on your cramp, and that does help.
Yeah.
Because I got one in my back the other day, and no matter how I laid or moved, it wouldn't matter. Relax. I had to get one of my kids come in there, and they held the gun on it, and at least I was able to
massage gun.
Yeah, a massage gun, exactly. They have like little attachments on them, and they got real popular recently. I'd seen them before, but they got like about 6 months ago, there was this wave of popularity. Every store you went into had them.
Yeah,
they had them at Costco and Kroger. I mean, like Kroger literally had them. So
dollar store has the click click click.
It's a little hammer.
This looks manual. Huh?
This looks extremely manual. Yeah, exactly. Talking about something we talked about last week is my dang pool. I brought that up, didn't I? So I did finally break down, and my wife went to the pool store today. So, and this is for dudes that may have a pool that struggle, and your ego gets the better of you, and you won't let that go because you think that you can do it through hey, ask your buddy, what do you think I should put in my pool? Then ask the internet what they think you should put in your pool.
Did anybody tell you to pee in it?
No.
Okay.
Several people throughout my life, though, as a standard, have told me not to pee in the pool. I'm just going to throw that out there. Right? So
yeah.
And I think when I was a kid, since you mentioned that, somebody told me one time there was something in the pool that if you peed, it would create a colored cloud or something.
I was told that too.
Dude, my bladder is like a
that's not possible though, right?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It works for kids.
Yeah.
It was great because you just don't go in the pool.
I'm like the flea that you put into the jar and you put the lid on it and they learn to
jump over it.
And then their offspring and everything will quit jumping higher than that because they believe that they're limited. So that certainly worked on my bladder.
My kids think there's a cloud that will happen.
Yeah.
My son doesn't care.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's testing. He's like, you lied. All right. We're back after a little bit of technical difficulty. It is hot.
Man, it's warm.
Not only is Chris cramping today, but the camera is also cramping.
Cramped out on us.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'll bring some magnesium over. We'll rub a little bit of that on it and see if it works. Science.
Let's test it out.
Let's not. Let's figure out a way to make this room a little bit cooler. That's what we're going to.
I love it. I love that you call it a room. It's it's a shed.
It's a studio.
It is a studio. What's funny is when I actually first put up the lights out here, because it used to be the garage, it was a shed and everything. But as soon as I got the lights up and everything, I would tell my wife, "I'm going out to the studio," like not even thinking about it. It just became the studio. So this is a studio, and it's a friggin' hot one.
So let's talk about your studio and talk about your start that you started when you started this channel. Mm-hmm. Like, so you had a vision, you have a vision still for this channel.
Yeah.
And so can you talk to us? Can you talk to our group about what that vision is a little bit?
Yeah, I excuse me, I reposted one of my shorts.
I saw it
recently.
Today. Yeah, I saw it today.
About that vision and how it started. And that the goal was, I really felt so passionate about speaking into guys' lives, in particular young guys who may not have a male role model in their life.
Right.
Either dad was never there or is absent, wasn't a good role model, anything and everything.
Right.
I think a lot of the things that we see going on in the world today is due to a lack or an absence of healthy masculinity.
Absolutely, 100%.
And they say, I'm sure you've heard the term toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. Really, I think it's just immature masculinity.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that even attaching that term toxic to masculinity as a way of explaining or demonizing what masculinity is supposed to be is very intentional.
And I think that's what it was. It was to make men put themselves into check, right? For sure. And while I don't think that men should be running around being raving lunatics, I think that, like you said,
immature.
Yeah, but being masculine is not a bad thing. It's a compliment to the feminine energy, right?
Yeah.
And that permeates our entire world, not just humans.
Yeah, it's not just a guy going out, no, I'm just going to do whatever I want to. That's childish.
Yeah.
No, a man is going to make his world better.
Right.
For the people he loves, he feels a responsibility to build.
Right.
Build family, build a world around him that is better than the way he found it.
Right.
And, so that was really the vision for the Cigar Lounge and wanting to create a space for that. And then the overflow of that was I don't have a cigar lounge. That may take a while.
Yet.
This is a cigar lounge.
Virtual cigar lounge.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's the YouTube cigar lounge. It's really what it is.
And that's why you offer, say, hey, pull up, have a cigar, change the world at the end of the podcast is like, because pull up, have a conversation with us, listen in on our conversation, and you said you're looking to help young men without a role model that may have had it, and quite frankly, some older men I didn't have a great role model growing up or had too many role models and none of them were aces. And so a lot of the stuff I've had to do throughout. That. No, it's okay. They're celebrating us. So it's awesome. Left us out. Yeah. You great job. So if you watch this channel and that was you, we caught you on tape honking your horn when you went by. But even like me, I've had to go through life and learn a lot of the stuff that I know on my own, or and so if you're an older guy even and you're able to pick something up out of this show, I think that we're here for men of all ages, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully you can relate to some of the stuff that we talk about, glean a little bit out of what we talk about, mixed with humor and complete silly boy insanity. And this is where the silly boy antics do belong, right? The male
to be able to
up.
you laugh. It's I was going to say the locker room talk, but it's not.
But that's even taboo,
It's not that.
And I think they know that neither of us spend any time in a locker room, so we're no experts on that either. We'd have to Google literally what locker room talk is.
When Trump had originally said that his comment was just locker room talk, I really struggled with that.
Because you've never been in a locker room?
Mm-mm. No, I've been in a locker room. I played football, I played basketball.
I'm just joking.
But I was never one who talked like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I didn't understand how somebody who could legitimately respect a woman could ever say something like that.
Right.
And I told my wife, I said, being at the shop, I now understand it. Because those guys will say some of the most inappropriate, crass, degrading comments.
Yeah.
I said, but unsolicited, they tell me stories about whenever a guy has crossed a line with another girl there.
Right.
And they all jumped on him.
Right.
Because it's just joking. It's just talk like it.
Yeah, and if you think about it this way, Chris, I think that, even children, you tell them, hey, here's the line, here's the rules, here's what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to do. What's the first thing that child does?
I'm going to test that line.
I'm going to push against that line and see what reactions I see on mom and dad's face and how my sister and brother react and how the neighbor act. And
I'm going to get a reaction.
I'm going to get a reaction. And then that somehow in the human psyche, right? And I'm no professional psychologically or whatever.
It meets a need.
Right. It builds that boundary in your subconscious psyche and lets you know, not something that you have to recall through memory and go like, oh, I know not to say that one thing. It's like, oh, that genre of behavior, right, pushed me up against a wall and it was a spot that wasn't pleasant for me or someone else. And so I think, and I don't know how true this is, right? Let's say words and take a position on it, okay? Because that's what we do. But I think that locker room / shop talk / poker game talk, not that I'm a fan of it being too crude or too outlandish but I kind of get it. It's like I'm there pushing against all of those boundaries with my friends. And then when we leave, I mean, think about it. What happens whenever dudes are talking in any kind of off-color kind of way, for the most part, not with some jerks, but for the most part, and then a woman walks up, a female walks up, or a child walks up, they stop immediately and they tighten it up. Yep. And if somebody keeps going, somebody's checking that guy saying, hey, watch out, there's a woman here, a kid here, or whatever. Here, and it doesn't mean that, we all like to think that we're all perfect all the time, or certainly not perfect, but you know what I mean? That we portray to the world that we're a certain way. That's the outside version of ourselves that we want people to see, right? But I mean, everybody's inside version is something completely different from your outside version, Maybe not really good people. You could be a really good person and be like, I'm pure all the time. You know what I'm saying?
No, but so it is interesting to think about it from the standpoint of what need does that mean?
Right.
Because it is a legitimate need.
Right.
It's interesting. Right. I mean, like, again, I'm not trying to portray that I'm perfect or saintly or anything like that, but I didn't grow up doing that.
Right.
And so it was never part of my normal joking or anything, which is why I had such a hard time when I heard him say that and then say it was locker room talk.
Right.
Because nobody in my world did that. Like, locker room talk was whenever you were in school, when you were a kid. You grow out of that. You don't do that as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but, like I said, being in the shop, I see something different from the guys who are there. And I know for a fact that they respect women. I know for a fact that they respect their wives. They respect other random women they don't know.
Right.
But they still say some stuff that is absolutely horrendous.
Yes.
Like, I'll walk away sometimes, whatever, because they just go and go and go, and sometimes they'll do it because I have a reaction.
You have a reaction,
exactly.
and that's the truth right there. Yeah. That's guys lollygagging. That's what we used to call it, lollygagging in the military, playing. I can't say what
just
they say.
Messing around,
just punching around, and again, and I think that in some cases, some scenarios, even when a guy or a set of guys finds out that one guy doesn't feel comfortable with it, that becomes the hyena.
Yeah.
It's a pack of hyenas getting that guy, right, to make him feel as uncomfortable as possible because they can't do that anywhere else. And listen, I tell you what, if the guys were articulate and intelligent enough to make you feel uncomfortable about something else that didn't go there, they would use that as well, right? Yeah. Absolutely, they would use that as well. Even in my work, where it's more white collar IT techie stuff, we pick on each other about like how you wrote your code.
Your coding is so
yeah, or how you deployed your software.
I can't even say a coding joke. I don't know any.
Right, but like you didn't put anything in your release notes. It's so lame, right?
I was gonna try and say something, I got nothing.
You stay in your blue collar world there, buddy. Okay, you've already made the transition. You're not welcome back right now at this time. We punched your white collar card.
It's done.
Yeah.
I tried to shave to get back to that white collar.
Didn't work.
Not really.
It takes more than that to get your points back, buddy.
I did it to try and stay cool. Ugh.
Yeah. And it is, like we said, it's hot these days. It's real hot.
And then you see that heat. I think it's heat and ingrown hairs.
Right.
From shaving.
Right. Which we love. We were talking about this off camera while we were trying to get the camera to work. When you shave real short and then those hairs come back, and this is a man stuff, so men would understand this. You get those hairs that don't want to break through the surface. They want to grow a little bit sideways.
I'm going to go have a party over here.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go that way, but I don't want to.
I'm not going to do it. And you know what? Now I'm going to go in a little circle. And then I'm going to get really inflamed. Yeah, and get really inflamed. And you finally get it out. It's like longer than one of your head hairs, for me anyways, not for you. But it'll be long, and you're like, oh my God, that feels so good to have that out from under my flesh.
Mm-hmm. You turn it into that replacement spring from, some little electronic that you lost.
You're like, there you are. It fell into my neck. That's where it went. That spring from the Bic pen. Yeah. So if any of you guys saw our live last week, I think, what do we have? 7 viewers that popped on while we were live?
Yeah.
So that's more than I expected.
I didn't expect anybody to watch live. Right? So that's 100%. Well, it's 700 times more.
700% more
700% increase.
Than we
Thank you for watching live. That
Absolutely.
Was awesome. It was great to have you.
And I think that we did pretty good. The feedback that I got from it was that we kept the ball moving the whole time. There wasn't any awkward silences and there wasn't too much droning on and on about a subject just to try to keep words going.
Yeah, and it was nice that we didn't push it because there was a little bit less pressure in that regard of having to try and be perfect or whatnot.
Right.
Obviously, it was something for us to try and challenge ourselves in. The first time I did live, I only did one other live, and it was just me. And I had all my notes because I knew that I would potentially struggle. I wanted to have some sort of destination in mind and make sure and hit things along the way to make it engaging and entertaining. Our style is pretty much we just hit record and go from there.
Right.
We've had, I think, 1 or 2 times where we've talked about what we're going to talk about ahead of time.
And
I don't know that it's
weren't
the
our best episodes.
Yeah. I don't think it's best. I think it really is better when it's just us naturally having conversation.
And I think we're relying on your experience that you have. Your experience. I've changed my X words. So relying on his experience and my just pure raw talent, I think, is what's carrying us most.
It's all the pure raw talent.
It's mostly raw talent.
Because as you can see with my technical difficulties every single week,
I think you do a smashing job, and they don't know anything about it.
They have no clue.
They have no clue. And I think that you do a great job, and we're on and recording and posting and building our empire. Building our media empire. One day we'll be able to afford a fan, a hand fan.
An extra fan that can point to us. We've got to have one pointing to the camera so it doesn't over.
If you guys have recommendations on quiet running fans with air conditioner units preferably attached.
Awesome. We're over here.
Someone's going to post go in the house.
Pouring sweat. Go in the house. Pouring sweat, and we've got the one fan in this room pointed at the camera so that it can keep on recording. The show must go on.
The show must go on at all costs. Blow at me.
Blow at blood smoke.
I got my shirt on. It's like, and plus I'm wearing a Texas barbecue. They're like, are you affiliated with Texas at all, bro? Do you know how hot it gets down here?
Our tires are melting to the asphalt right now.
Like, we literally cook barbecue just outside. We just take meat outside.
We don't turn anything
We
on.
don't even light a fire. We just set it outside, season it. Yeah. So I don't know what you're complaining about there, biggin. Right.
All right, dinner's at 3. Go ahead and set the food out there 30 minutes ahead of time. It'll be ready.
It'll be ready.
Don't do it sooner. It'll be too
It'll
dry.
overcook. Yeah. Now, I remember when I was growing up in Houston, they literally would fry eggs on the news. They would fry eggs on the street or on the sidewalk and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Mostly because they didn't put any Pam down or anything, right? You know that's going to stick.
It's gonna stick. They can't get that off.
How are you going to get that out of grooves?
Did you see, I think it was in Dubai, where the tires are literally melting to the asphalt?
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like it's driving and you can just see it peeling off of it. It might have been in Arizona or New Mexico, too.
Well, they had in New Mexico, they had some kind of wildfires. I thought New Mexico was desert. But they had some kind of wildfire, and I saw pictures of it, and the frames of cars and all the buildings. I mean, it's barely a metal frame there anymore.
Really?
But there's trees sitting right behind it.
That's not New Mexico.
I swear it was, bro.
Just kidding.
That's okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like there's no desert. I thought it was all desert too. So, but it was
there's some vegetation.
Some, and probably some part of it or something.
Yeah,
and
where they have the sprinkler going.
Where they have, this is the only place that the wildfire would happen. But it's just weird how burned out all the metal stuff was.
Yeah,
and the trees were still chill. You know what I mean?
Did they paint the leaves blue?
No, man. Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna get canceled.
I don't know about that.
Is there blue on top of this roof? As a matter of fact, now that you mention that, we're putting that tarp up tomorrow.
Yep. That's for those people who know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
You know.
If you know, you know. And so in China, a lot of people are doing that. I've seen tons of videos where people are rolling out blue roofs in China.
Yep.
And if you don't know, look it up.
Videos are like, what do they know that we don't know?
Yeah.
You need a blue roof.
Yeah. And I'm like, I instantly think about that stuff, and I can't imagine that I would need a blue roof where I live. So don't report us for talking about blue stuff.
Blue. We were talking about a tarp because I've got to get my roof replaced.
Yeah. And we are going to upgrade the studio. I don't know how valuable that is for entertainment value, but we are going to figure out. It'll probably make us more pleasant. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, though. That is something I'm curious about. Do you all care about the backdrop? The wooden backdrop? Is that something that even matters to you? What if we had just drywall behind us?
And don't say no. We care about the 4-drop, because don't say it's us. You think you put some drywall over us,
over our face.
Yeah, I don't. We're gonna decorate anyways. We'll take those down and put it right back up and put cool cigar loungy stuff up there, right? But we're definitely going to make it improved so that we can feel more comfortable in here and bring more entertainment value.
Yeah.
And have more cohesive thoughts that aren't surrounding
that are melting away.
Yeah, aren't out. It's just, man, it's so hot in here.
Like we have a thought and then it just melts away because you can't think about anything but the heat.
Yeah.
And in the winter, woo,
freezing.
The winter is tough.
Is it?
The winter is actually worse than the summer.
That'll be kind of fun though. I mean, you think that'll be awesome now because it's hot now, but I know that being cold is horrible.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
Like there were some videos, I have a little space heater and I have it on my feet, on my toes. I actually got special boots, winter boots, so I could come out here and video. Nobody would see them, but it's because my toes would freeze. My hands would get to the point where I couldn't use them. It's tough.
We're gonna do some. We're gonna change that around here. We're changing that.
That was whenever I was in the studio alone. I don't know that B-Rye is gonna handle.
I'm not gonna tolerate that. There'll be some changes around here. That's wardrobe.
I need some makeup.
We're doing something. Yeah, parkas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the winter because that just means another year's gone by. I mean, it is already.
It's freaking the end of June.
End of June. That's half of the year gone, man. And it just, blows my mind at how fast time moves the older that I get, right? And the more that I wish that it would slow down, and the more I wish that things would just stay the same. Everything's got to always be changing. I remember old people talking about that whenever I wasn't an old person. And now I totally and completely get it, right?
You can't keep up.
You can't keep up. And you want some things, especially the good stuff, to just stop and saturate you for a long while, and then the bad stuff to be the things that quickly pass over. But it seems to be the opposite. At least that's how I interpret it.
It feels like it's the opposite for sure.
The bad stuff lingers.
Yep.
The pain lingers. And the stuff that is awesome goes, your kids growing up so fast, and the bonus goes away really fast. So all the good stuff goes really fast.
Very fast, yes.
Yeah, the sausage dogs, man, they were gone in a blink.
Yeah, they were totally good. They were way good. Those every single week. I mean, I can't even say it's just this one. It's every single week.
So you're cramping. I had a B12 shot today, and I feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I ever did that, and I feel not tired at all. I don't feel like amped or anything like that.
No,
I just feel like I'm clean and healthy, if that makes sense. I don't not clean, like I feel like I need to shower and cool down. I'm not gonna lie, but bringing the heat back into it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, man, I might do this again. You know what I mean?
So, did you ever do those energy drinks?
I've had, I think, when the 24 hours first popped out, was it 24-hour energy or something like that?
We'll go with that.
Yeah, this is not a sponsored video, right? So, but I had a couple of those, and I think maybe.
Did you feel jittery?
No.
Oh, didn't feel anything.
But my past, it takes a lot more than a little bit of extra caffeine to make me feel jittery. Let's not lie about it. Let's call it what it is. I've been to the mountaintop and returned, and yeah.
Those little energy drinks.
Come on, man. It's like all you're doing is make me taste a little shot of something that tastes bad.
So I was gonna say, because I do those in the morning.
Yeah.
Before I go to work.
Yeah.
It helps me a lot.
Right.
But it's all B vitamins is what I was going to get at.
Ah.
So, like,
my wife,
caffeine. I don't really do caffeine. I mean, I do caffeine, but I don't do it for like coffee or anything to wake up.
Really? So how do you do caffeine then?
I'll do soda. I know it's terrible.
Soda's horrible.
It's terrible for you.
That's kind of like I'll stand on that. So the reason is, man, because I cut sodas out a long time ago. You know why? One, I used to drink Diet Coke. Again, not sponsored, so we can talk about it. But I used to, this is real talk. I used to drink a 3 liter of Diet Coke a day. Yeah. 3 liters, man. They used to sell it in the 3 liter bottle. I don't know if they still do or not.
They don't, I don't think. But at Sam's or Walmart or whatever, they'd have it.
Yeah, and it's absolutely insane. And I drank it all the time. We had it in the refrigerator door, and each had our own bottle. And we'd knock out a bottle every day, constantly with the 3 liters lined up in the pantry floor and stuff. It's just so bad. So from that perspective, I learned about what's the stuff they sweeten Diet Coke with?
Oh, the NutraSweet. Or all the fake sweeteners.
Yeah. Aspartame. Read some stuff about that. And I was like, man, I don't think I want this in my life. I'll switch to full soda. When you go to full sugar soda, that's just the same thing. Soda is so bad for you because of the, I don't even think it's the caffeine that's so bad, but it's the sugar, the amount of sugar.
It's terrible.
And it's liquid calories. There's no chewing, no fullness feeling, straight down the gullet.
No, calories aren't equal.
Yeah, they're not. And because you can eat the same amount of calories in a steak and stop, but you drink a Coke and that thing goes right on down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, not sponsored by Coca-Cola.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Is it? You love it? I tell you, I sit here and I talk from this lofty position, but so my wife has recently discovered these some kind of stevia sweetened sodas. And so now, we used to go through the grocery store and look at people with the 12 packs of cans in there. So you'd be like, look at those people. I'm down on my nose. You're way at the end of my nose, right? And here we roll out of Kroger the other day with 3 12 packs in the cart. And we're backsliding and be like, and how do you justify it? Well, it's stevia.
It's stevia. It's okay.
Right? It's okay. It's not, but now we're drinking sodas again. Yeah. And then when I can't have my stevia soda, what am I going to do? Well, I still need my soda, man. I got to get my soda.
See, so when I'm working, I'll have usually one throughout the day.
Well, one's not bad.
And it melts the ice melts pretty much whenever I'm in the truck. So it's not that much. I could pound them.
Right.
But I just don't. today I got this stuff, Electrolyte or something. I have no idea. It's one of those.
But you bought it.
I bought it. It was 2 for $5 is why I bought it. I was going to get a Gatorade or one of those things, at the gas station. But those weren't on sale. But Electrolyte was, and it was, all the electrolytes and all kind of stuff. And then I got a soda with it. At home, I used to go through 2 liters a day.
Wow,
you did 3 liters. I did 2 liters of regular Coke.
Yeah.
And I stopped that, but I do the carbonated water, like the flavored water, not with anything in it.
Right.
But just,
soda water.
Kind of, like LaCroix or
whatever's
on sale. Not even fake sugar.
Yeah, it's just essence of. It's a whisper
whatever.
Of raspberry or something.
Yeah.
Like really. They showed the can of raspberry. Like, look at this. This is what a raspberry looks like. And the water, remember it? They just drug it through a vat of water. Like one raspberry, they just drug it across the top, made a ripple.
The whole big vat of it.
And that's it. Right? That's it, man. That's how that stuff tastes. Right? And whisper. It doesn't. And it doesn't taste that great either. It's not like you're like, oh, I get the raspberry. You're like, I think I'm getting a little bit of the finger that drug that raspberry through the soda. That's not that good. Charge me extra for this. Right? I'm not a fan.
It's the carbonation for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Now, it's funny because I'll just get whatever's on sale, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not that picky. I'm not that loyal. Whatever's on sale, cheapest one, because I'm just going to be going through. Because, I'll go through 5, 6, 7 cans a day if I'm here by myself. Now, at night, it's usually 2 or 3.
Now, is it the sugar that you need?
No. I consume an enormous amount of liquids. Like, if I go to the grocery store, all I've got is a cart full of liquids.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, so my wife discovered essential oils from one of her friends, one of the moms at the school and her little clique. But we started getting these essential oils, and they have these kind that you can imbibe. You can eat them. I forget what they're called, but you can use them to flavor it stuff. So we get the regular soda water, and you put some, and then drop a drop or 2 of the lime, like and then hit it with a stevia. But they have orange, lemon, lime, all different. So we got.
Wait a minute, hit it with a stevia.
I hit it with a little squirt, the stevia in the squirt bottle. Stevia is a sweetener, stevia leaf.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, I do know what you're talking about.
So it comes in a little squishy bottle, squirt bottle. And so it's pretty big size. And so we just give that a squirt and then put the lemon or lime or orange or cherry or whatever, and that makes a great soda. It's even better. Those edible oils also come in like cilantro, black pepper.
Which are terrible.
No, they're awesome. Oh, terrible. You got me with that one. They are horrible drinks. Horrible.
Now, so I go hardcore, right? Like I'll do drops of the essential oils.
That's hardcore, dude.
Yeah, I push myself.
I challenge you. This will be like the cinnamon challenge that you saw on or eating a hot pepper. I'll challenge you to do a cilantro drop straight to the dome.
I'll try it to the dome or to the
in your mouth. This is your dome, your head.
Okay, that'll work too.
Yeah,
bring it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it on.
I'll try it.
You're gonna do it online?
Yeah, I'll do it live.
Okay, that's gonna be crazy.
So I think what's the worst one that I've done? I think I did oregano. I did oregano. That one was awful. That one lingered forever.
That's how the cilantro is.
Frankincense was rough. Lavender just has a bitter taste to it.
Yeah. Lavender's excellent for burns, though. We talked about that.
It is great for everything.
It is tremendous for burns. Yeah,
it's great for everything.
Anti-inflammatory, big time.
Yeah.
So I guess if you had any gut inflammation, or do you think it disintegrated in your stomach acid before it had a chance to do anything?
Lavender?
Yeah.
I think it was
your
absorbed.
esophagus.
I think it was absorbed into the bloodstream long before it made it down there.
But the cilantro, bro, I got it because I was like, man, I like cilantro in, like, I make guacamole or something.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the cilantro in there. I think it gives it a outside summery kind of vibe to the guacamole.
Right.
So the first time I did it, I put 3 drops of cilantro in there, man. And I got to tell you.
Pure cilantro.
Kung Fu City, bro. I am telling you, I ate that batch of guac. I'll tell you that, because one, I'm not going to throw it away.
Yeah.
And you're not going to beat me, cilantro. Yeah, so now, literally, I tried it with one drop, way too much. So now what I do is I'll actually take the lid off, rub my finger around the edge of the rings, and like, just drag it through there. That's how I knew that they were doing that. That's how I knew what the trick was, because I did it with cilantro. Into the guac. So yes, if you have guacamole at my house and it tastes like cilantro and you don't see cilantro, I've put my finger in it. Some.
I can't get over that one, man. Yeah. Because I can envision somebody.
What's your job? I'm the woo guy, right?
Not the woo girl.
Where do they hire? Or a girl. We're not sexist here. It could be woo girl or woo guy. Where do you hire those people from? Downtown Nashville. Woo!
You've seen How I Met Your Mother, the woo girl?
No.
Oh, that's what that reference was about. There's always that woo girl, the one who's just ready
to party,
ready
to raise the roof,
and so it's the woo girl, it's the woo guy,
woo, yeah, and we know where their hiring pool is for sure.
Yep,
get that one that's pedaling fast. Mm-hmm. That's a pedal tavern joke.
We have those in Nashville.
Yeah. Have you ever ridden on one?
No.
Me either.
I don't care to. It's hot.
Yeah, it's even if it was
even
nice.
If it's cold, it'd be hot.
Yeah, because like your whole objective is get up there. You're supposed to be drinking and pedaling, right? Exercise and drinking it
eliminates what the goal would be.
Like,
right?
Why would I want to do that?
So now I'm just going to be walking around downtown smelling extra because it's sweated out alcohol.
And it's going to be a horrible feeling. And you're dehydrated, so now you're going to feel even worse. Cramping.
Like God, it's a terrible idea.
Right? Yeah. Not a fan of the Pedal Tavern faux show.
Thank you so much for joining B-Rye and I. We really enjoyed having you here in our YouTube Cigar Lounge. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get updated whenever new videos come out. If you like the content, give us a thumbs up, put something down in the comment section, share it on social media, and we'll see you next time when we can share a cigar and change the world.
Hey, bro, we got to roll. My wife called me. I got to bounce. Thanks for hanging out.
Time to go.